Pregnant doctor works till the last second, literally. Being a doctor is often seen to be a thankless job, though many of them usually see saving lives and helping others as the true reward. Doctors often work tirelessly for their patients, going through late-night shifts and long working hours to ensure the patient's safety and comfort. And one young woman truly showed the dedication that many of these shining examples of human beings have. Becoming a doctor was something Amanda Hess had always dreamt of, and she was proud to call herself a member of the Frankfurt Regional Medical Center's team. As a child, she was always fascinated by science and learning about anatomy in school, which ignited her passion for diving into the world of medicine. However, the reason she became a doctor was for a rather personal reason. Amanda's grandparents had a family doctor that seemed to have a very special place in their hearts. He didn't just take care of her grandparents, he was the entire family's doctor, and also helped out Amanda's father when he was young and suffered spinal issues. Amanda was touched and inspired by the family's connection to the doctor, so much so that she wanted to be exactly that. And I knew that was something I wanted to do, Amanda said. I wanted to be able to take care of entire families, and take care of the parents, children, and just be able to provide care to other people over the course of their lives. So she made that dream into a reality, and the dedicated, compassionate, and hardworking woman became a very important part of the obstetrics and gynecology team at the Frankfurt Regional Medical Center. The caring OBGYN's day-to-day work was literally bringing life into this world, and that was a precious reward that no words could truly describe for her, and she was quickly doing everything she wanted. But becoming a doctor wasn't the only thing Amanda felt she was destined for. Work was a very important part of her life, but at the end of the day, Amanda has always been a family girl, and she was very happy with her marriage and even had a cute baby of her own. However, it was when she was getting ready to welcome her second baby into the world, she found that a doctor's job is never done, even when they're the patient. It all started when the soon-to-be mother of two got an unexpected call from work the night before she went into labor. Many working mothers take time off before they're expecting, and while Amanda did her best to rest before going into labor, she couldn't just stand by when her patients needed her, even if it was the night before her own baby was coming. Little did anybody know that this particular patient wouldn't be the only person that needed Amanda to be at the hospital. The call was from one of her patients who needed her help, and so the dedicated doctor made her way to the hospital to see what she could do. As soon as she was done with her patient, it looked like it was finally Amanda's time to be the patient, and so she got herself situated in her own delivery room to finally have her baby out and in her arms. However, while she was changing into her gown, and just minutes away from being induced, she heard very loud screams coming from outside her room. Terrified, worried, and nervous, both her maternal and healer instincts kicked in, and she felt like she couldn't just sit back and ignore what was going on, and the nurses quickly provided an answer. Apparently, there was another mother that was in labor and getting ready to give birth, but why was she screaming so loudly, and why was no one going over? Well, it turned out the woman was named Leah Halliday Johnson, a 38-year-old mother of three who was about to become a mother of four. When Leah first came into the hospital the night before, she was only 1 centimeter dilated, which usually means it's gonna be a while before she gets ready to get the full 10. But before she knew it, barely an hour later, Leah's body was pretty much ready to fully push. But the reason why she was screaming wasn't because she was pushing as one would expect. She was screaming because the nurses told her not to push. Everything was happening so fast that Leah wasn't able to receive any pain medication, which explains why she was in so much pain. And on top of that, the baby was in distress, which meant the medical team needed to act fast. But why wasn't she allowed to push? Well, Leah's doctor wasn't available. The on-call doctor had left for a break outside the building, but was trying to race back to the hospital once he got the call. However, it didn't seem like he was going to make it on time, since Leah's baby was coming and in distress. That's when Amanda left her delivery room and hopped on over to Leah's. And just like a superhero in a movie, she did a quick wardrobe change, or should we say addition, before saving the day. I just put on another gown to cover up, my backside, and put on some boots over my shoes, to keep from getting any fluid and all that stuff on me, Amanda explained on GMA. It's truly amazing how, even though she was with a full-term child only hours away from giving birth, Amanda switched gears and went from patient mode to doctor mode. But when Amanda walked into Leah's delivery room, she was left speechless. It turned out that even though Dr. Hess wasn't Leia's OBGYN, she'd seen her for a checkup just a few days prior. Neither was expecting the other, but Amanda soon got to work. She was in complete doctor mode. My husband noticed something was going on because she had on a hospital gown, but I didn't notice that because I was on the delivery table. I was in my own world there, Leia told NBC News. I said, "You know, I'm not on call. I'm here in a gown, but I think we ought to have the baby," Amanda shared with NBC News. Amazingly enough, just 2 pushes later, Leia's painful and immediate labor was finally over and Amanda delivered a new, healthy 8-pound baby girl. But now it was time for Dr. Hess to get ready for her birth, and thankfully the on-call doctor came in just in time to swap her out. He made it in just in time to finish up Leia's procedure, giving Amanda a chance to transition back into patient mode. Funnily enough, she knew she'd be working during her 3rd trimester. She just didn't know it would be up to the very last moment. It's life-affirming that there are these women out there watching out for other women. She's made me feel good about life. She's a really special person. I'm thankful for her, Leia confessed to WLEX. Delivering other people's babies is something I do every day, and I'm more comfortable with delivering someone else's baby than my own for sure, Amanda shared with WLEX. But thankfully, everyone turned out just fine, and Amanda and her loving husband welcomed their 2nd daughter into the world, Ellen Joyce. As hard as it is to become a doctor, not everybody has the special altruism and compassion that Dr. Hess has shown time and time again. Amanda might have been an OBGYN in the small town of Frankfort, Kentucky, but her story was spreading like wildfire all over the country. From the local to national news, Amanda's amazing and aspiring ambition and willingness to step in without any hesitation was touching and inspiring to people all around. Still, Amanda might have had a hard time staying out of the delivery room while she was with the child, but now that her beautiful baby daughter was born, it was time for her to enjoy some time away from the hospital. She decided to take off a full 8 months for her maternity leave to be able to raise and spend time with her precious newborn baby and family. She might have an easier time delivering other women's babies than her own, but we're sure that transitioning from doctor to mom is quite an easy one for this special lady.